It's been a little while. Life has been busy. However, boring compared to some of the stories I have heard from you. And until today, nothing really interesting has happened. I do have some stories about Thanksgiving break, however, none that involve any predicaments like you got into. But today was the kicker. So, to tell my story, I am going to combine the styles of Lizzie Bennet Diaries and Olin Rogers storytelling, and I'm going to attempt to tell this story and do it justice. That being said, I'm Olivia, and today was not your average Tuesday. My mom always says, if the devil's working hard, something good is going to happen. So therefore, something good must be coming real soon. It started this morning. Beautiful morning. I woke up, well, my alarm went off. We'll start there. My alarm went off many times. And I hit the snooze many times, as usual, as always. And then I hit it, and I got out of bed, and I was like, man, I'm doing good. I'm on time. I got ready. I even did some yoga. That doesn't happen. Ever. It was the first time today, because I had time. Time to do yoga. And I said, well, I guess I'll go ahead and get dressed and go and eat breakfast and head out. And I might even be early. So then I looked at the clock. On a normal day, like every other day, Monday through Thursday, I wake up at 8. I'm leaving about 9 or 9:15. Today I was planning on leaving at 9:15. And my class starts at 10. So I look at the clock, expecting it to say 9 o'clock. 'Cause that's what time it is. That's what time it's supposed to be. But the clock says 10. My class starts at 10. There's no way it can be 10 because I'm on time. I'm on time, or early for that matter. Early. So look at another clock. That clock said 10. That clock said 10. And I look at another one. And that one said 10. And I look at my phone. And that one said 10. And I realized clocks do you no good if you can't read them. So I started my day an hour behind. How that happens, I have no idea. But I started my day an hour behind. And that's only the beginning of your not so average Tuesday. I'm going to warn you, this video will be longer than all my previous ones, just because not so average Tuesday continues. So I go ahead and go to class, and I ended up being only a half an hour late, because it doesn't take that long to get there. So, especially with no traffic, because it was a different time than usual. So I go to class. That goes fine. Get done with school, whatever. And I go to work. Get there on time. Do good. Work was good. Kids were good. Although I did get the hiccups in the middle of trying to tutor this one little boy who would not let it go that I was hiccuping. Anyway, then I get home and I have to make cookies. I voluntarily tutor this boy on Wednesdays, and I offered to make him cookies this week because, you know, it's the week before finals. It's not that busy, at least for me right now. So I was like, sure, I will make you cookies if you will get some of your work done, because he needs some motivation. And so decided I'm gonna make cookies. Stop by the store on my way home from work, pick up some cake mix boxes, and I'm making cake mix cookies. Those go over really well. And I mix it all up, and I put it on a pan, go to put the pan in the oven. Here's the shelf in the oven. Here's the pan. Don't ask me how it happened. Shelf in the oven. Pan goes on top of the shelf in the oven. And then it falls at a 90-degree angle, straight between the door of the oven and the oven itself, and gets stuck. While the oven is on and hot air is coming out, the pan is stuck in between the door and the oven, and you can't close the oven door, and there's cookie dough shoved in between there as well. But this is only the beginning of the great oven debacle of 2013. Only the beginning. So I call my mom over, and we both have oven mitts and are trying to get the pan out, and that doesn't work. So she calls my dad over, and they use the tongs, and they somehow, some way pull the pan out from in between, but there's cookie dough, and so we try to scrape out the cookie dough from in between the door and the oven. And Mom's like, okay, that's all the cookie dough. We can work it out. It's all good. There was about this much cookie dough that we had. And the amount of cookies on the pan, there had to have been a whole lot more cookie dough than that. And it had disappeared somewhere. Mom, that's not all the cookie dough. Turns out, the oven door is hollow. And the cookie dough, somehow, when the pan fell, the cookie dough went in to the oven door. When the pan went straight down, the cookie dough went in to the oven door because there's like a hole on the bottom. So we get skewers and try to scrape out the cookie dough, but that's not good enough. So we have to unscrew the door. Not take the door off, but unscrew the part that holds the two sides of the door together, because the door is like this. So we take this part off, and it kind of like falls off, and we clean everything out. But a couple of other pieces fell out. But the front fell off. So we had to figure out where those go, put them back on. Put the front back on, slide it in and weird, and screw it back in, and somehow there are bloody fingerprints all over the oven door. And it turns out that my dad sliced his finger and didn't even know. And we're pretty sure the oven door is still not put back together right. I ended up baking my cookies, but something's still kind of wrong with the oven. And we're not sure how to fix it. Yeah. So in the end, it's fine. It's an oven. It will be okay. The cookies turned out fine. My student will get his cookies. However, it's no longer Tuesday. And that, my friend, is because until about midnight, while it was still Tuesday, not your average Tuesday, my webcam was broken. And I didn't get it working until it became Wednesday. So your little duck has had quite the interesting day. And there's more to it, but the video is long enough. Yep. Love your little duck.